Hello everyone, I'm RecV5.
And I am the Mad Bomber.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing Inside the Mind of Sandman 99 before the game today.
Yeah, we had a little mini feature before a game in the Crusaders series, like at the beginning of this current season, called Inside the Mind of RecV5X. And we looked at your defensive philosophy and your methods and how you drew some of your plays and that kind of thing. And now we're going to do something like that for offense.
All right.
And of course, I'm a passing guy, right? But I do use some heavy formations like this one. We're in a test playbook right now. So we're just going to, basically, test a few plays and that kind of thing. And this is a formation that you kind of pioneered, but I use this formation sometimes. And I also use a variant of it that I call the wishbone.
Yep.
Right? But it's very similar. So what we're going to do is, of course, I'm not really a running guy, but one of the things that I like to do is I like to run the ball with the fullbacks. Whoops. Block. And so what we'll do is we'll give this guy a shuffle step dive right. And this is basically the same run play that I run out of the wishbone, of course, except that in the wishbone, this center guy is up closer behind the quarterback. And these two other running backs are basically in the same positions that they're in now.
Yep.
I would say that for this particular one, the center guy here in this formation would be the halfback. And this position is actually more advantageous for halfback running, right?
Yep, because he can go either way and take a bigger variety of handoffs from a
However,
different...
that being said, if we look at this, of course, you still get some nice blocking over here. And of course, in the, play design mode,
everything works perfectly.
Everything works perfectly, but as you can see, I can still run with either fullback. I noticed that you were playing around and you had a fullback dive going basically behind the guard.
Yep.
And so, that's just one of the things that you can do, right? And it's highly effective. Running with the fullbacks is actually a very effective thing. And what we noticed too, I believe you probably built this formation out of the Jumbo T, right?
Oh, I can't remember. I might have actually built mine out of single back big.
No, I think it is Jumbo T because when I switch sides here, it actually switches players too, right?
Yep. Well, it does that with, because if you take the tight ends out of single back big and put them in the fullback position, then they'll switch sides like that as well.
But anyway, that's one type of run that's very common in my offense right here.
Yep.
Another one that's very common, of course, will be a tailback counter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like where I'll tell the halfback to counter step and then run to the right or left.
Yep.
And I'll have the two fullbacks leading, in the direction of the run. But, of course, I'm a passing guy. So for me, I'll call a run like that on the field. But then what I'll do
is you'll inevitably audible to a bomb.
Is I will audible to a pass. And what I'm doing here is I give this wide receiver a cut 45 left. I go straight ahead 3 squares, and then I go up here to the second last square at the top. Okay. And for the halfback, I give him a cut 90 left, ahead 1, and then like that. So it looks like a square out.
Yep.
And this guy here, typically, I'll do the good old RecV5X out, medium out, right, basically. And we'll leave the two fullbacks in to block. And so now I've got all sorts of choices here because I could, basically tell the wide receiver to run a flat route like that.
Yep.
Right, which people see me, throw this pass quite a lot. Or, this particular thing is not really good against a zone. I would, if I'm presented with a zone defense, I'm not really going to, run this play against a zone defense anyway, right? But if they man lock like this, and you see that they've got all kinds of guys all piled up over there, and we'll move the halfback out toward the flat, and now everybody shifts over, right?
Yep.
And that's actually a tight end there, Clark. Right?
Yeah, he's a receiving tight end.
Yeah. So maybe it would be better to do this to the other side, because I didn't realize that you had. But that's okay. We can just create another play here, and we'll do the same thing, right?
Yes, the Bears are one of those teams that have a receiving tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, he almost runs like a wide receiver, too. Anyway, we'll give him the out, because that pattern is run better by a tight end than by a wide receiver anyway. And we'll give him the cut 45 right, and then like that. And the cut at the line of scrimmage for both of these receivers is extremely important, because what it does is it makes the guy on coverage move in toward the middle of the field, because he mirrors their movement, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, when you run down the field a little ways,
it opens up a big gap.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I know I threw that incomplete, but quite often what I'll do is if I see a wide receiver by himself with just one coverage guy, I'll just throw the flat. But if I see two guys lined up near the wide receiver like that, then I'll move the halfback out to the outside, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then you see the big bomb, and watch what happens here. Basically, you see the guy, the cornerback here, who's covering the wide receiver, right? And because the wide receiver takes that cut into the middle, well, then the corner moves into the outside too, and then when he cuts to the outside, well, the corner can't react quick enough to keep up with him. And quite frequently, I'll score on a long pass play like that because of those coverage tendencies, right?
Yeah, it happens all the time. People have seen it before.
And what you see also here is you see a linebacker lined up across from Jones, because quite often what they'll do is they don't treat the halfback as if he is a wide receiver. Okay?
Yeah.
So if I get linebacker on halfback here, well,
if the halfback has any speed at all.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? That's Urlacher trying to cover him too. So, I mean, even a superstar linebacker can't cover a fast, agile halfback like that, right?
Well, we even pulled that off against Brad Doss.
Yeah.
Who is like Urlacher plus.
But anyway, and if you look here, I probably could have thrown the ball deep to this guy too, because while the coverage there isn't that bad, he does have outside position on the safety here, right? So anyway, that's how I draw that particular play. And, you know, like again, this is one of my favorite formations. I'll use it quite a lot. Here's another one that I'll use quite a bit. And basically this play was more or less designed by RecV5X.
Oh.
And I just took it because it worked so well. And so what we do here with the outside guys is we have them cut 45 right, and then we move them out one square, and then just have them run like that. And we give this inside receiver here a curl that way. And this guy, we do the same thing, cut the 45 left, then out like this. And the last guy over here, we have him run basically the same short curl route. Just like that. So this is what we call the curls play.
Yep.
And this is what I use as an audible. This is one of my audible passes. And I do different things with the outside receivers like Gage and Booker, and I've experimented to try and find other more useful things for them to do, I guess. But so far, I haven't really found anything better.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot you can do with them.
Yeah.
But it's a fairly conservative pass that works against both man and zone, and it's a very quick pass if they like to bring heavy blitzes.
Yeah, and if they bring a heavy blitz and if you get rid of the ball quickly, you can actually get a pretty long gain out of a short pass. But quite frequently, okay, well, he knocked the ball out there. Quite frequently, though, you'll see, even against a man coverage assignment here, I'm usually when I see this look, then I'm going to throw the ball to Wade there, because that particular angled curl there, which I think is called a spot route.
Yep.
Well, that seems to work well against man coverage because this man coverage guy is actually backpedaling as he runs forward, and then when he suddenly stops and turns around, well, he's already maintaining a cushion so he doesn't get beaten if this turns out to be a long, like a deep route, right?
Yep.
And so that's what makes this play work. And of course, you know, quite often you'll see a receiver drop the ball if you know, if that's Brian Urlacher who moves up and hits him in the back there when he's trying to catch it, or some other similar, you know, rough player like that. But it's a high percentage pass. It works well. Another option you can throw to this guy, and actually what I do when I'm running this play quite often is I'll start looking to the left, and then I'll look to the middle, and then I'll look to the right. So here, I looked left. I didn't like the way that this looked.
Yep,
right?
because that guy could jump and stick his arm in there.
I looked to the middle. I didn't really like the way that looked either. And by the time I'm looking to the right, this guy who's playing a curl flat zone, well,
he migrates past.
He's already moved past, because that's actually a tendency that a curled flat zone defender has when you have a receiver running a deeper route on the outside. And it doesn't matter that receiver's long gone. He's still going to, you know, basically behave that way.
And you could argue maybe that's a little bit of Madden how you doing, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, you know what? These are things that we have learned work well, right? Over a long period of time. And so usually, if you're looking for a short, quick pass to get you 5 or 6 yards, well, and sometimes more, you've got basically it's a 3 receiver route. You're not going to throw to these guys on the outside very often. Although, you know, if there's 2 seconds left in the half and I want to try a Hail Mary kind of a thing just to see if I can get a freebie, well, you know,
now and then it works.
I might just try and, you know, heave it down there like this, right?
It won't work as good as it does here in play creation, but now and then it works.
Yeah, now and then it does. It's a very low percentage, but this is a very high percentage, and you can see that the guy covering the left slot guy there in man coverage, he's playing off by about 5 yards. And since this is only a very short curl, I know that even if he backs up 3 steps, which is basically what he did, then by the time this receiver turns around and catches the ball, he doesn't have time to do anything except basically move up and make the tackle, right?
Yep.
So that is a reliable possession style pass, right?
And interesting too about that spot road is they actually do have that in vanilla playbooks too.
Yeah. And
I think they even have a 10-yard version of it in vanilla playbooks that you can't necessarily draw, but I like the shorter version better just because all of the cupcake receivers tend to be very, 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 very slow.
Yeah.
And so they can run the shorter version in about the same amount of time that it takes a regular NFL receiver to run the 10-yard version.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just drawing another pass out of this formation, which is intended to demonstrate how you can basically turn a short pass into a big gain. And this actually does work for me in actual games. And I have at times made AI defenses look absolutely stupid with this. Now, basically the way I've drawn here is I've drawn Booker with the typical wheel route there. Yep. And then Merritt has that little quick out with a 90-degree cut at the beginning. And Terrell has the same quick out. But what I'll do, if I'm on the right hash mark, is I'll move this guy over like this.
Yep.
And if it's man coverage, well, then the corner will move over and line up across from him, right?
Yep.
Although this is not man coverage. But anyway, we'll just sort of, hi, how you doing, past that, and wait for them to actually, okay, you know what? give me a man coverage. They're going to give me a steady dose of zone defense here.
Which they never do in a real game.
Which they never do in a real game, yeah. But
well, this is kind of like the whole where they run the ball 20 times in a row in practice mode, right?
Yeah. That being said, if they do run the zone defense, well, you've still got passing options because this guy that you move in with the 4-yard curl, well, this linebacker's not in a position to be able to cover both of these guys.
Well, it looks like that linebacker too tries to split the difference.
Well, if he's playing a flat zone though, or even a hook zone, and he follows this guy out a little bit, you can still create a dead spot.
Yep.
In the zone there. Okay, here we now.
Finally, you got the coverage.
Now we've got some man coverage, and so as you can see, the corner follows this guy in, and then you see how he beats the man coverage guy, right? And quite often, that slot receiver will be matched up either against a safety or a linebacker.
Yep.
Right?
Because they tend not to respect the fact that you come in out with 5 wide receivers, and they don't line up in a dime or a quarter.
Yeah.
They always line up in like a 4-3 or a nickel. Because that's just the way AI defenses are in this game. They're very aggressive. Because I guess there's maybe a lot of blitz plays out of the 4-3 and the nickel, so
yeah,
they like to blitz a lot, and so I bet you that's why.
So here we go. Now, I could do this on this side, right? Or I have the option to do the same thing on the other side, except that this time Booker comes all the way across, right?
Yep.
But I can also tell him to do something like that or something like this, right?
Wow, holy crap, man. They got like 3 guys stacked up on top there.
And if you look at this, though, what it does, particularly if you use motion from the triple side, like the right side or the triple side of the formation,
yep,
it creates mismatches quite often.
Well, nobody's covering Wade there in the middle, and then you had a big mismatch on Merritt there too.
Yeah, and what can happen quite often is that you move this guy over, okay, and they're still playing zone defense here. I don't know why, but...
No.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
There. Now, notice that there is no one lined up across from Merritt.
Yeah, no one's covering him.
Okay.
Just like no one was covering Wade that one time.
You see this kind of thing a lot in the game, right?
Yeah, it breaks open the coverage.
Yeah, exactly. So when I throw this ball to him, well, he's going to pick up 40 yards before somebody can stop him, right?
Yep.
And, like that's a way that you can burn a AI defense that wants to only have 4 man-to-man plus maybe a 1 deep zone safety in the middle.
Which is a short, quick out.
So that they've got extra guys for the blitz, right?
Yep.
Basically. You know, against blitzing teams, that if you can find the coverage mismatch or the missing coverage guy, well, then you can turn a short out into an instant touchdown almost anywhere on the field, right? Here, see it again?
Yep.
Right? And this actually happens in a real game, too. You see the safety move down there to try and cover him, but he starts off way out here, right? And I'm not sure if that's man coverage or if he had like a curl flat or something. I think it almost looks like man coverage, right? But he doesn't have a hope of stopping this pass because of the way that the pattern is going, right?
Yep.
So anyway, that's another one of my favorite tactics, to throw a short, quick pass that has the potential to pick up big yards. But this, okay, you want to know what the most dangerous passing formation in Madden 05 is?
Oh?
It's single back tight, okay? And I'm going to show you why. First of all, it's crap to run with because, they do have some running plays out of this formation. The halfback toss here is probably about the best one. But what happens is in a game, usually, and they have them out here too, the AI will put a 4-3 defense out against this. And then the next thing you know, you've got wide receivers trying to block linebackers.
And that just doesn't work.
And that just doesn't work. So, you can't really get a running play. And I mean, this worked a lot better here in play creation because in play creation, the defenders are asleep, right?
Yep.
But in a real game, that play would have been stuffed for a loss, right? Because wide receivers cannot block linebackers. Okay.
Well, this is why we have a little bit of a standing effort from me on the Crusaders to draft halfbacks and put them at wide receiver.
Yeah. But anyway, here is my other pass audible, my favorite pass audible. Okay. And basically, with the outside guys, we give them a cut 90 toward the inside, right?
Yep.
And then they just run a short out like that. And the inside guys, you give them a cut 45 toward the middle. And then 1, 2, 3, and then up to there. And same thing on this side. Whoops. Okay, cut 45 left. 1, 2, 3, and up to the middle and right there. And I just leave the halfback in the block. And of course, they're playing a zone defense, but you see how the halfback moves, right?
Yep.
So, you know, if they happen to be lining up with the defensive line, you know, like particularly leaning one side or the other, then you can move the halfback around to try and help with the blocking, right? But you can do this as well. So if they show you a zone defense, well, you can still use this kind of tactic here, right?
Yep.
So if the corner drops off deep and the safety drops off deep, and this guy's playing, he's supposed to be playing a flat zone, this linebacker, but because I've got a receiver running deep down this side of the field, he'll cheat. Right, he drops off rather than staying out here to hard down to the flat.
Yep.
And you know, like usually you can pick up 4 or 5 yards. Like if you have to. The original plan is not to throw to this guy. You want to throw to one of these two guys if possible.
Yep.
But of course, if they show you a 4 deep zone like they did there, well, and again they're showing a zone defense here. So I can do the same thing. I can do it with this guy too, right?
Yep. Yeah, and it's just the only reason you picked up 10 yards there instead of 4 is because the linebacker there took a little bit of a how you doing angle of pursuit there because of play creation.
But what you need to do against a zone defense is you need to read what the corner on Merritt's across from Merritt does, right? So if he drops off deep like that, well, then you can dump it to the wide receiver real quick, pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Yep.
That's a bit of a bust, but it's better than you know, risking a sack or risking throwing an interception. Now, this is the kind of thing that this play is meant for.
Yeah, breaking man coverage.
And basically what happens is I'll line up in a different formation, and if they show me man lock, and then especially if they crowd the line, I'll audible to this, because to tell you the truth, I've got wide receivers here in this formation running those corners.
Yep.
But I don't really care who runs those. I'll throw that corner route to a tight end. Right, depending on who it is that happens to line up there, depending on what kind of personnel I had on the field when I audible to this.
Yep.
And likewise, the guys running the outs, because those patterns work really well against man coverage. And so, you know, like I can throw a quick out like this, and it turns into a big gain, and these quite often do. Yeah, okay. Well, now we're busy doing the same thing here again.
Yeah,
right?
back to the steady diet of zone defense. Back to the
steady diet of zone defense here. But anyway, maybe we should just go to the practice field, because then I can tell them what kind of defense I want them to play, but...
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's just a bit annoying when they don't cooperate, right?
Yep.
Because, you know what? When I'm trying to test a running play, they'll line up in man lock and crowd the line 10 times in a row here.
I'd say just honestly, if you just back out of the play run and go back into it, it's a faster way of getting the call, the coverage that you want to test against.
Or not.
Well, it forces them to call new plays faster, right?
Yeah. Okay, so anyway. And the nice thing about this, because it's a balanced formation, is that I can throw the same pass to either side depending on who comes open. Right?
Yep.
And they were bringing a fair amount of pressure there, so I kind of hurried that a little bit, but it's still, you audible against this type of a defense, And even when they got a whole bunch of guys all crowded down like that, look at that. Right?
Wow.
Okay, and believe it or not, you can see that happen in a game too, right?
Well, you frequently manage it. I don't know how, but you frequently manage it.
Well, it's because these guys get completely turned around in knots, right? They don't know how to handle these formations, like this particular formation. And you can watch the guy covering number 87 there. And because I do that little cut right at the line, well, he moves in toward the middle of the field, and then he turns his back, and look at that. See, they don't respect 4 wide receivers. They've got basically a 4-3 defense out there. There's 3 linebackers, and this guy is the number 2 wide receiver.
Yep.
And because what they do with this formation too is this guy is the number 1 guy. That's the number 2 guy, and I think this is number 3, and the other guy is wide receiver 4.
Yep.
So the inside guys are actually your best 2 wide receivers, and quite frequently, because of the position that they line up in on the field, when the AI puts a 4-3 out against this, well, they're trying to cover the best wide receiver on your team with a linebacker, right?
Which just doesn't work.
And that's a speed mismatch, pretty much. And that's why this particular formation generates touchdowns like you wouldn't believe. So we're almost done here, but I'm going to show one more little thing, and that's also a pass. And basically what happens is we'll have this guy here run the good old Rec V5X slant. 1, 2, 3, yeah, there, okay. And we'll get this guy here to run a homemade drag route. And we'll have the halfback basically run the flat route in the opposite direction. And we'll have this guy do a cut 90 left and then head down the field like so. And this guy will have him do a cut 90 left, and then we'll have him head out toward the flat like that. Okay? So there's 2 different ways that this can work. Okay, one way is against a zone defense.
Yellow, 74.
And again, you do something like this, right? But you'll notice that the drag guy, right? Because you've got basically the safety rolling down to the flat here,
yep.
Right? And because he sees this guy, well, he heads straight down to the flat after this guy. And then, of course, you've got the corner dropping in a deep zone. You've got this guy dropping off in a zone as well.
Yeah, hook zone.
And they get drawn off by this wide receiver who's running, basically he's running a deeper route this way. And by the time they get run off, well, your guy who's running the drag route here is past the middle linebacker, and then it's okay to throw the ball to him because you've got a huge empty space over here, right?
Yep.
So this is basically a ball control style play, and it works against man coverage as well. Okay, and it worked. It looked a little bit sloppy there, but watch what happens here. Okay, this guy has coverage responsibility on the guy running the drag, but look at what happens to him when number 87 runs his route. You see that?
Yeah, it's a pick.
Okay. And again, now you're throwing it to him, and even though it's a different type of coverage, look at this all big circle of empty space, right?
Yep.
So this is actually an extremely reliable possession type pass, right?
Yeah, that's a new thing that you've developed.
Yep. And you're going to be seeing a fair bit of that with the Magicians, I think, because the Magicians have limited talent on offense, but this is a play I think that they can run, right? But you'll notice that the, like even this, like you've got a linebacker matched up on this guy. If I wanted to take a little bit deeper shot down the field, I probably could have tried lobbing this, and if I led it toward the outside to keep it away from the safety, I probably could have connected on this for a big gain too, right? Because they keep putting the wrong kind of coverage out there.
Yeah, always a 4-3.
And there's a reason why I have Jones there, the halfback, running in against the grain away from everybody too. And that is that he draws the middle linebacker with him in the man coverage. You see that?
Yep, which will open up the drag.
Yeah.
Or if they send the middle linebacker on a blitz, I guess he'd be uncovered to that side.
Yeah. And you know what? I have scored touchdowns to this player exactly this way too. Because this is the type of coverage I was talking about. See, he's got man coverage on him. And I don't think anybody really has man coverage on this guy, right?
Yeah, instead they're dropping that guy in a zone.
They're dropping the defensive end in a zone, a short zone. And the safety here has a deep zone responsibility by the looks of it. But because I've, thrown that as a nice touch pass to the outside like that, and I think also this move right here, see how he bites on that?
Yep. Well, I actually have a feeling that safety is in man coverage on him, and this is a one deep scheme.
Could be, maybe, but you see how the safety bites on that move, right?
Yep.
And then I can just sail the ball on over to him like that, and boom. So this is a play that I would not use as an audible, but I would just call this play.
Yeah, it's like a called pass. And there's your halfback uncovered on the left there, too.
Yep, that's something else that you can look at,
too. Because I bet you the linebacker came on a blitz this time?
Yep.
Oh, no, he decided to play a short zone in the middle.
Yeah, he played a short zone in the middle, but that's another thing, too, is quite often if you pay attention, I mean, I wasn't looking in that direction, but there's literally nobody covering him, right?
Yep.
And if he catches this flat pass, he's going to run for 20 yards. So we'll try running it one more time here just to see what we can do. There, look at how that guy came wide open, right? Like he leaks out of the coverage. And who's covering him? I don't know.
I don't think anybody is, because the guy who's supposed to cover him is blitzing.
No, it looks like the safety there
had man coverage on him, but he got picked up by the blitz.
On him, but he got run into by his own guy, right?
Yeah, who's on the blitz.
Yeah, he basically got picked by his own teammate there, right?
And you get all kinds of weird things like that happening with a really tight formation like this.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? This is the vanilla out of the box single back tight formation, right?
Yep.
And again, he had a linebacker trying to cover him there, right? And basically what I do is I use this particular formation to try and take advantage, because if I line up in this formation, say on 2nd and 5, well, you know what? I'm going to have 5 wide receivers up against 3 linebackers, right? Or 4 linebackers if they play a 3-4. But anyway, that was kind of fun. It's a little bit of an insight into what I'm, trying to do on offense. And basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out a way to exploit some of the strategic shortcomings that the AI plays, because I know from playing offense against them a lot that they play a lot of partial coverages, like they'll leave a man uncovered.
Yep.
And so really what the job here is to try and figure out who it is that they've left uncovered and throw the ball to him, right? And the nice thing about this is that you can make a very quick touchdown out of this with a quick throw, usually before the pressure even has a chance to get in at you, right? Because that's really quick. And because that safety is playing a deep zone, and the guy covering this wide receiver is number 55 there, well, he doesn't have a chance.
Yep.
And even though they're playing 2 deep safeties here, I'm not sure what causes that safety to not react, but basically, he doesn't react to this pass the way that I think that they should either, right?
That right there is part of why on defense I play so much 3 deep zone instead of 2 deep zone, because it forces the safeties further to the outside.
Yeah.
Right? And it means that they occupy that area in that particular pass, because the AI throws a lot into that area too.
Yeah, well, you have to take into account the fact that basically the way zone defenses work in this game is that the zone defender will move toward the center point of his zone, and then he will stop.
That's right.
And then he will basically pursue the ball once it's in the air, right? He doesn't, like cover intelligently or make any kinds of reads or anything like that. They're very, very passive. So when you design your zone defenses, like you say, you have to figure out ways to manipulate where the center point of that zone is going to be.
Yep.
So anyway, but that's another discussion for another day. Anyway, we've been at this for a while. Maybe we should play a game, hey?
Sounds like a plan. And we're back.
Yes, going into week 5 of season 1 of The Magicians.
Indeed.
And we're 4-0 so far. And we're probably going to win this game because our next opponent is the Detroit Comets, who are a cupcake team just like us. So,
yeah, this will probably be an easy one for us. But it is what it is. Although then again, you never know. It's like I was saying last time, sometimes these cupcake teams surprise you.
Yeah, they play better than their ratings would indicate. And sometimes highly rated teams play very poorly.
Yeah, the Scorpions are a good example of a highly rated team that consistently plays poorly.
Yeah.
For some reason. Oh, the Big Men, too. And mostly when we say they play poorly, it's not necessarily that their offense is bad, it's that their defense is terrible.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Play calling, I think, is probably the biggest weak point of the AI on both sides of the ball, really. But anyway, they're not even averaging a touchdown a game yet so far.
That's brutal.
And they're giving up 37 points a game.
Yeah, Willie Hutchinson is outdoing Tiki Love as a player to watch.
Mm.
But hey, man, where's Vince Freeborg there?
I don't know. You'd think he'd be a guy to watch. He's got 21 sacks in his first 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a nice day in Atlanta anyway. A nice mild 71 degrees. And I guess I'm going to defend this end, even though there appears to be no wind.
Both teams eager to get to...
And so we will set up the audibles, and I'm using the wishbone formation.
Yes, and in spite of them being from Alabama, I guess they play in Atlanta because that's where the stadium is.
Yeah, that's right. And here we go. Single back tight slot corners. And actually, I didn't mention it before this game started, but basically the inspiration for this is the smash corners play.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Out of the vanilla playbook, it's out of the shotgun 4 wide receiver formation.
Yep.
Where the 2 outside guys basically run really short curls, and then the 2 slot guys run corners.
Yep.
And it's basically the like the same concept, right? Anyway, and here we go. This is what I'm doing with my curls play these days. Still trying to experiment and find something useful for those outside receivers to do besides just draw coverage.
All right. Well, let's see here. What are these guys doing for... I mean, they're a cupcake team, so they're probably hot garbage, but we'll take a look anyways. They've got a quarterback who can scramble a little.
Yep. And he might do that, too, if you let him.
Somewhat speedy halfback. Somewhat speedy fullback. No speed at wide receiver, so we're going to be playing press coverage all day. Yeah, we'll be playing press coverage all day. So I already know what I'm going to set up for my audibles. It's going to be all nickel 245, all press coverage today, all super aggressive, because I think I can get away with it against a team of this caliber. So I'll play the I'll play the 3-3-5 against a team that outmatches us because I think it's a more conservative defense. But against a team like this is a much more aggressive defense, and it's also a bit better against the run.
Yeah, that being said, though, even though your defense is spread wide and thin with the 3-3-5, it's surprisingly good against the run.
You know, that's all due to the, and I think I've said it before, the position of the safeties.
Yeah.
Because I actually, like, micro-adjusted the position of the safeties to make sure that they were in an optimal position to respond to the run.
Ready to kick this one off.
And you have to do that in order to offset the way that the other players move around in the formation when they're in man coverage.
Nice pick.
Well, so far so good. I got the kickoff even right where I was aiming it and everything.
To the 20. And they're ready to
That
go.
doesn't happen all the time.
Well, better than kicking it out of bounds.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Tightening up the coverage along the outside.
Yes, I see that you also have a spy a lot in this particular defensive setup, too. Right?
Sometimes two. Although not for quarterback containment purposes, it's more actually to take away those short over-the-middle passes.
Yeah. That being said, it will also discourage a scrambling quarterback, too, right?
Yep.
It's 2nd down and 6 to go. The corners are moving up to press the receivers.
Whoa!
See, I knew it would happen. It's gonna come this game.
Yeah, you didn't have the spy in there that time, eh?
Nope.
You almost had him, too, and then he found a little crack and he escaped.
They give it to the halfback. He'll bring him down at the 42-yard
Yeah, there's
line.
going to be a lot of
Picks up
that this
about 6
game,
yards.
unfortunately. Just because of the type of quarterback that he is.
With the carry,
Oh, he broke a tackle.
Yep.
Floyd is the guy who's
That's too
there to
bad.
bring him down at
Look at the
midfield.
march.
He was not going to be denied the first down there, John.
He basically said, "Get out of my way."
They're at
I gotta get a
midfield
first down
now.
here."
I know, but what can I do? He broke a tackle to make that work.
Yep.
The backs are lined up in an eye. Henry goes in motion.
Oh, somebody jumped early.
And it looks like
Well, now
it's
they'll be
penalty
moving
outside.
back.
Back they come now after being called for the foul.
It's hard for the offense to move the ball down the field when they keep making mistakes like
Well,
that.
that's what happens, though, right? They show moments or flashes of brilliance, and then they'll screw something up like that, right? Something always goes wrong for these cupcake teams, right?
Pressure rolling out to his right. He's taken
Oh, and
out
there's
of the
Freeborg getting his first sack of the day.
And then the next thing you know, after taking that penalty to make it 1st and 15, then they'll get sacked on 2nd down, and
Can't take the sack
you know, like
and lose yardage like
they'll
that.
get sacked right after that, and then it's 2nd and 21,
corners
and
are moving up
you know
to press
things
the
just go
receivers.
from bad to worse, right?
Out of the gun. Sherwood moves in motion. Dropping back. He surveys the field, throws it, and he dropped it. So he can't come up with it.
That's the type of pass that you got to be able to hang on to.
That looked like pretty close coverage there.
7th play of this drive.
Well, and there's a bunch of guys behind him there, too.
That was definitely a contested pass, right?
Only one man back. Number 86, the man in motion.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were going to be running the ball there.
With the throw.
Oh, okay.
Going deep on 3rd down, but he couldn't get the ball.
I was going to say, like, you know, like, he has to jog in order to stay where that one's going to be. You'd better knock that down.
Yeah, well, even the wide receiver had to slow down and wait for that one, right? I don't think that that quarterback has much of an arm.
That could have been a cupcake quality throw, too.
Here's the punt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
there's a cupcake quality punt.
yeah.
That punt barely traveled 20 yards.
Heading out onto the field for their first.
Well, here we
The
go.
home team come into this game very confident that their offense can take over and create all kinds of problems for the defense, John.
This team's very good at freezing the defense. Doesn't sound like much, but getting the defense to hesitate for just a split second to make the difference between a short gain or a first down.
Oh, Johnson's not very fast, but he was fast enough to make it almost for 10 yards there. That was our halfback. This is another play that I run a lot in my ball control, I guess, style offense.
Yep.
Especially because when you don't have a good offensive line and you don't really have good running backs, well, you need to be able to run something that is within their means that they can actually do, right?
Calling an audible. Another run. Running with purpose.
Oh, well, they managed to run over that guy.
Who's there to bring him down at midfield. Gain of 3. Have to reach the 44 to convert.
Well, let's see what happens if we move our halfback out of the backfield here. I think I'm going to be probably throwing it to him.
Drops back. Gets rid of it.
Oh, wow.
That was a terrible throw.
Evans had his hands on it.
He's
That
a
was
pretty good
behind
cover
him.
linebacker. He can
Right.
run with most guys, and he gets good position.
Well,
Then he
we
reads
do
the
have a
pass, he
cupcake
makes
quarterback
move.
as well, so it makes things more difficult, right?
5th play of this drive.
Yeah, that was basically not the defender that did anything really brilliant there. That was a badly thrown ball, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I don't know of any kind of color blindness that makes you see red and orange as purple and black.
With the pass. And it's caught. Number 21 pulls him down.
Oh, well.
At the 45.
I guess I was probably lucky I didn't throw an interception there anyways, so.
They're trying to make their offense start.
But yeah, I mean, this
Their own
guy's
five.
accuracy rating is, like, what is it now? Low 80s or something, or high 70s?
I think it's low 80s now, but low 80s is like, that's like Rex Grossman quality accuracy there.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh,
That
one,
thing accelerated when it
yeah,
hit the
boy,
ground.
it was really rolling once it landed.
It's
That's
first and
okay.
10. Press coverage on the outside.
But you saw, though, I was able to throw that drag route underneath, right? And I mean, they weren't like basically giving it away like they were in play creation mode, but I still picked up like 7 yards there, right?
Yep.
And they need about 9.
And it's also with a much lower quality player that caught that pass too, right?
The offense lines up with split backs behind the quarterback.
Oh, there's your right outside linebacker getting in on the act here.
Yep.
Yeah, he needed to throw it
Yeah, well, I
right
think they're lining up with the formation non-reversed now, because the AI tends to call a lot of reverse formations all the time, but I think they're lining up with it non-reversed in order to
After the sack.
not let Freeborg into the backfield. Notice that? Tight end on the right all the time?
Yep.
Under pressure with the throw, with the catch. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
But that's okay. Freeborg can tackle that guy after he makes that catch. That's just fine.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3 and out. Here's the kick.
Well, he outkicked the coverage there.
From the 32-yard line. Just won't go down.
I managed to break a tackle there, too. Although I think that was more of an agility thing, because I managed to cut away from that guy at his angle of pursuit. And he wasn't at a good angle then.
Gaffney sends a man in motion. He hands it off. Stoke records the stop at the 48-yard line. Picked up about 6 yards that time. About 4 to go. Gaffney with a man in motion. On the run.
Hey, there's Edwards, the wide receiver.
Yep, up against the linebacker.
At the 38-yard line. Gaffney makes a lot of great throws while he's on the run.
That's for sure. He can really get something.
See, and that's what this play does, right? It turns the coverage guy inside out.
Oh, I guess that's a safety, but yeah, same difference.
Yeah.
That's receiver number 1 against the safety.
Yeah. And I think the guy running the corner route here is a tight end, right? Like he's tight end 3.
Yep.
So I'm not going to throw the ball to him because it looks like he's pretty well covered, but it was a pretty easy completion on the out to the wide receiver.
Tola in motion.
This, of course, is one of my favorite run plays, too.
Hand it off.
Except that the fullback missed that on-rushing corner. You just, I don't know how you miss like that, but...
It's the cupcake factor.
Yeah.
Limiting the number of holes and cutback lanes at the back has to choose.
Of course, now, one of the things that's even kind of a bonus about this particular formation, too, since it's a out-of-the-box formation, you can reverse it, too, right? And it keeps all of your patterns and everything intact.
He's looking with the throw. He finds his
Wow, you could have hit Johnson in the flat there, too.
but can't pick up the yardage.
Nobody was covering him.
Third down.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, see, I don't know, he was
On the right.
Oh, okay, yeah, the halfback running out to the other side, yeah.
No, that guy is covering
He's got
him.
a guy covering him, but he's a long ways
Yeah,
away.
what the hell is that?
And we go back to the game.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That guy's just like, there's no way in hell I'm giving up a big play, man. I'll just play the world's biggest cushion.
well, that must have been a safety that was assigned to cover the halfback, but they didn't man lock, so they didn't bring him down, right? That can happen sometimes, too.
Dropping back, looking for a receiver, throws it, and he hits his target. Dives
And you'll tear them apart in the flats.
At the 23-yard line.
And they'll give it to
Wins
you.
that pass in there.
That's great timing between the quarterback and the receiver on that play. The ball got into the receiver right as he was coming out of his break.
Changing the play now. He sees something in the defense. Throwing. And the catch is made. McGee with the stop at the 8-yard line. They've got something going.
I don't have a huge amount of speed at wide receiver, right?
Drive here.
8 is the magic number right now.
Ah, who needs it? And you do have a reliable pair of hands, at least, in Edwards. In spite of the fucking 20 drop pass game, I still can't believe that. That was atrocious.
Yeah.
I know some of our viewers thought that was atrocious, too.
Downfield, goes with a short pass to the right side. Ooh, that one will leave a mark.
He got hit so hard he darn near had
Now,
to
part of
take
the
a
reason why that
taxi
didn't
back
pick
from
up very much is because we're near the end zone, so those guys don't have to drop off very far to play their deep zones.
True. That was just an outlet because I was looking for the slot receiver to pop open, right?
Yep.
And when that didn't happen, well then,
I see this is another one of your experiments with the outside receivers, trying to get them to do something useful.
yeah, except that that's really a very dangerous pass to try and throw because it takes a long time for a pass to get that far out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they had the coverage and they made the sure play instead of trying something fancy.
So I suspect I'll probably make an adjustment and go back to the old wheel routes because, the thing is that any short passes that you throw to those outside receivers, like I said, it takes such a long time for the ball to get there that defenders have got all kinds of time to react and maybe step in front of it and pick it off or something like that, right?
Well, then there's also the risk of you getting sacked while you're waiting for them to run that route, too.
do a good job maintaining their gap.
Whereas if things are going to go south, even if you're, like trying to throw to that guy running that wheel route down the sideline, you can throw that fairly quickly, right? It might be a deep route, but you can throw it, like after a 2 or 3 step drop if the pressure's coming, right?
Yep.
And it's probably going to end up being an incomplete pass anyway, just like it would if you had time to wait a little longer. Because in my experience, the only time I've been able to ever complete passes like that is if the coverage guy is faster than the receiver, and the receiver actually catches it in front of him, right?
First and 10. They'll play things.
All right. See, when I bring out the defensive tackles in a set like this, I'm actually hoping for a stronger pass rush. Whereas when I bring out the defensive ends, I'm hoping for... Wow. It was me and the safety there, man, like Christ. But when I bring out the defensive ends, I'm hoping for better pass coverage.
Yeah.
They'll have to make some adjustments to slow
Well, especially if you make use of those guys as zone defenders, right?
That's right.
Well, I know I've come to a decision now for next season for both these guys and the Crusaders. I'm going to be going with the good old monster defense again. Because I like having 5 defensive linemen on the field as much as possible.
Yeah, that's really a big thing for you.
Yeah.
It's always been a big thing for you.
Well, it's tough against the run, and if you place your linebackers and defensive backs in the right places and give them the right types of assignments, then it's not that bad against the pass either, right? So basically I draw a lot of my own formations using the goal line as a base, right?
Floyd records the tackle at the 43. And John is still trying to move the ball on the ground.
This is a tough physical.
Boy, they've been running the ball a lot lately.
And I don't get as many sacks as you do, but for example, in my Lifers playthrough right now, as a team, I've got 21 interceptions at about the same time in the season as the current Crusaders, where you have 10.
Yeah, I don't get interceptions at all.
But I play a lot of zone defense, and I rely heavily on, like 4 and 5 man rushes to get pressure on the quarterback.
Yep.
So that, even if he throws it at a zone defender, he can't actually throw it to a receiver that has had time to outrun that defender, right?
Oh, now we're going to help him move down the field with a fucking face mask.
Yep.
Come on.
This is turning into a surprisingly close game.
This is turning into a surprisingly successful drive. All because of that 15 yards is huge, man. Especially when they already pick up like 5 yards on the play.
Oh, well, you fought your way through and got them that time.
You have to go through your progression and get rid of the ball. Give your receivers a chance to make a play. You just can't take a sack in a situation like that.
You can take a sack in a situation like that. I highly encourage you to take a sack in a situation like that.
Ooh.
Pass defense. That came out real late, too.
Yep.
That was almost a fumble.
And that gives you a lot of flexibility calling your defense. If the guys up front are good at creating pressure...
Well, so long as you don't take a major foul penalty again this time around, you should be able to stop them.
Best receiver.
Only one man back. Sherwood comes in motion.
Ooh, that guy's got a long ways to go.
It's okay, we still got our guy. Oh, we got our guy around the outside there anyways.
Yeah, the safety just misplayed that.
Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't give up a touchdown there because, you know what?
I saw that guy was going to come late, so I took an extra wide berth here and ate up the tackle. Yeah. But it totally didn't matter because the safety couldn't do what he had to do.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, right? Is that they should have set this game up so that defenders had enough awareness to realize where they are on the field in relation to the rest of their team, right? And if you're playing safety and you're the last man back, you don't make a move like that.
Yeah.
Because you know that if you make a move like that and you miss, you're giving up a touchdown, right?
Well, now we're probably going to give up a field goal.
Maybe. Their kicker isn't very good, though, right? He's not going to be any better than our guy is, so...
Running to the right side.
Man, all these is toss plays now.
Yeah.
Any blocking on that play.
The defense is always very
Well, they're not going to get very far running one of those plays anyway because they, you know, just can't run around the entire defense, right?
Eleventh play of this drive, and they need about 9. Shelton back in the shotgun. Drops back, gets rid of it, and he makes it a great.
Well, you stopped them. I guess they will get the field goal, probably.
Yeah, I was going to be pissed off if they'd let him get the first down there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Brink comes in to attempt a field goal, which would give them their first score of the day. And it's on its way.
Ooh.
Plenty of distance on
That was close. He
Yes.
almost missed it.
Pretty hard to miss at that range, though.
Yeah. 13 plays.
But they did 13 plays in a little over 4.5 minutes,
Yeah.
which is insane.
From the 9-yard
Yeah, well, that's why we have to play with the accelerated clock, because otherwise the AI team would be running over 100 plays a game, right?
That's right. As it stands, they'll often run 60 plays a game, which is still too many.
Yeah.
Gaffney with a man in motion. He gets the carry. Loses one.
Hey, breaks a tackle.
Dives and makes the tackle. A very well thrown.
Hey.
They hit their blocks and the back found the right hole to get down the field and pick up a first down.
1st and 10. Changing the play now.
See, I don't use this formation much with the Crusaders because we don't really have a pass receiving fullback.
Yep.
Throwing on 1st down. He's looking, gets rid of it.
But these guys do.
Oh.
The pass was right there.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I was thinking on the Crusaders, though, if we could just manage to train Brandon's catching ability up, he's a 90 speed fullback.
Yep. Oh, yeah, he would definitely be a legitimate receiving threat.
The defense lines up in the nickel.
Okay.
Drops back. Goes with a short pass to the right side. Dumps this one off to the right. Can't wrap him up.
Well, and Johnson is a big back, so he can do that and make it work.
Yeah, but see, what I did there is I watched this guy, right?
Yep.
I watched what he does, because if there is any coverage on him,
He'll
it's
follow him
probably going to be him. And if this guy is the guy covering him, well, he's too far away to do anything about that anyway, right?
Yep.
In fact, I think he is the guy covering him. I think the free safety is covering there, right? But he's a mile away to start off with.
Well, and Johnson, being as big as he is, can actually break a safety's tackle.
Coming up here.
Yeah, well, he's run over a couple of people already in this game, eh? Okay, they've got... Okay, they moved somebody else over there now. I was going to say it looked like they didn't have
Gaffney sends a man
enough
in motion.
coverage guys over there, but...
Looking for an option. Throwing.
Throws the bomb to the tight end.
Yep.
Diving tackle to bring him down.
Well, that's what this play is designed to do, though, right? And that's a linebacker covering him, too.
Which is at
So-
least an equal matchup.
Yep.
We'll go back to the play on the field.
What can I say? You know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, they just audible to a quarter defense, have a defensive lineman playing the quarter guy.
Dropping back. Throws it. And It's caught.
Well, Rotolo juggled that one a little bit, but at least he did hold on to it.
Well, he does have a catching rating, you know, like that's kind of half decent and okay. So,
yeah, and then Shields is even better, I think, at catching. Shields would be your fullback too.
wow, it looks pretty crowded over there on the left side.
Yeah, they're running the 4-3 stack defense, where they have 3 players lined up one in front of the other.
Throws on the run.
Oh,
Incomplete.
managed to catch up to it and knock it down there.
That pass had incompletion or interception written all over it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it looked that bad, John.
No, he had to jump up and get and basically reach with one hand, right? Mainly, that was a lack of speed for the receiver. That's what happened there, right? But now we got a linebacker on Johnson.
Looking for a receiver on the move. This pass is
A little bit of defensive pass interference there.
Yeah, I think they did something odd there too, right? Like,
Yeah, they ended up dropping the corner off.
yeah, they dropped the corner way off, and they had these two guys lined up in a weird kind of way. You know?
Yeah, it looks like you had some opening over the middle, but you probably weren't looking there.
No, I wasn't looking there. That was the guy who was uncovered in the whole thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's pick up the action.
I guess we'll try a field goal.
Well, this is our absolute maximum range for field goals.
Yep.
Because we also have a cupcake kicker.
Yep, we do. I think I probably will have just shanked it to the right. Oh, a little bit short, too.
Well, it happens, right? It happens.
So we have 1st and 10 here. Press coverage on the outside. Reed lines up behind his fullback in the eye.
I can't believe we're halfway through the second quarter and the score is 3-3.
Pressure coming with the pass. The pass falls incomplete. The incomplete.
Man, if he hadn't thrown that so far to the inside, that could have been an interception.
Yep.
But that's okay. They're going to line up with 4 receivers on the line now, so we'll have to play our full man coverage scheme.
Reed, the lone back. Drops back. Under pressure. Gets the pass off. Floyd.
And they're
That's
throwing
okay.
to the flats.
Yep, they're not going to get very far throwing that kind of pass against man coverage.
It's 3rd down, and they have a long way to go. They'll play things tighter on the outside.
Empty
Only
backfield.
one man in the backfield.
Where? Oh, look at that. The inside guy got him.
Wow, how the hell did that happen?
I think the tackle there
He didn't block
basically,
him.
yeah, he basically just missed him, right?
Wow. Okay, well that is a sack for Bird, who is a 2nd string player, I do believe.
Yeah, well, like I said, your defenses tend to really rough up the quarterbacks a lot, right?
Yeah, I generate a lot of sacks
Here's the punt.
with a 3-man pass rush.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it with 3 men, but because I send 4, and quite often I'll send 5, and I still don't rack up the sacks the way that you do.
So they have 1st and 10.
Well, I know we don't have any speed at halfback, but shall we try and run a stretch run anyway?
Well, they don't have any speed on defense, so...
Oh, no, we won't, because they're bringing that safety up to the line now.
Yeah, right in the position where you'd be running to.
Yeah.
Passing on 1st down. Gets rid of it, and this pass is completed.
Oh, good job on Collins there.
Yep, that tight end, right?
46-yard line.
Runs over people.
That's just a great job by the
Okay, well,
receiver.
let's call that play again, and we'll see if we have any better luck this
He was
time.
able to pick up some nice yardage, too.
Comets come out in a nickel package. Edwards, the motion man. They give it to the halfback.
Well, you know what? He's not the speediest guy in the world, but
You didn't lose yards.
I can't believe they only gave me 3 for that. I thought I got a little bit better than that.
Well, I think part of that is going to be the spot, too. But yeah, the big thing is you've got to try to run over that last guy. The big backs really rely on running people over.
Yeah. Well, I always try and run over the guy coming toward me, eh?
Dropping back.
Honestly, I think Johnson has a future in this team at wide receiver.
He's actually a very similar player to Anthony Gaines, actually.
I think Anthony Gaines would make a fantastic wide receiver, too.
He's a fantastic running back. He's got 1,300 yards rushing so far in the Lifers playthrough that I'm doing. He's averaging 4.6 yards per carry.
Johnson.
I know, but in order to play running back on my offense, you have to have over 90 speed. And in order to play wide receiver on my offense, you have to have under 90 speed.
Calling an audible now. Looking upfield. Stokes records the tackle at the 18-yard line. Shields picked up good yardage. And
There, we'll hit him with the run a little bit.
Oh, a good dive by Shields, too, because he's a bit of a better runner at fullback than Rotolo is, too.
Yeah, actually, this team has a couple of pretty good rushing fullbacks, right?
Yeah, they're very quick in general.
Mm-hmm.
And decent ball carriers. They don't cough the ball up too much.
On the carry. Coleman with the tackle.
A little bit of how you doing on the blocking there, but fuck it. Take advantage of it while you can.
That's right.
It's first and goal.
Yeah, see, they're going to put the goal line defense out there.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
The things you see sometimes with these audibles.
Goes to the end
Yep.
zone.
Guy crawling out there. I'm going to go and cover that guy. Just don't snap the ball yet. I'm going to get there eventually.
Fuck.
That's what happens when they audible to something that is
Comes in for the extra
wildly
point.
inappropriate for the personnel they have on the field, right?
Yep.
And it's on its way, and the extra point is good.
Okay, well, we managed to get a
Lined
score.
up for the kickoff. Decent kick. We should have a return. From the 8 to the 20. They forced a 3-and-out on the last series.
All right.
So we have first and 10 here. Reed. Defense looking for the run. And the runner
They decided they were going to waste their time.
There was no
Yep.
possibility of going up the middle and picking up anything.
So
Well, you know how it is, right?
before
Like they'll
halftime.
try that,
Corners
they'll
are
test
moving
that
up
run
the first
anyway just to
receiver.
see if they can get a long run, right?
Only one man back. Shelton with a man in motion. Fisher with the tackle at the 27.
Oh, now they're going to hurry up. Empty backfield.
Reed moves in motion. Drops back.
That's okay, he didn't make it.
31-yard line.
I like bounced from blocker to blocker there because I got
Yeah.
suction.
You can call a timeout here.
The home team call a timeout. They have
That way I'll still have a decent amount of time when I get the ball back. I might be able to score some more points.
the home team lost the ball.
Because I'm
on
not
their last
expecting a
punt.
very long punt here. Probably going to end up with the ball at midfield.
Here's the kick. Fair catch.
Okay.
I can't even get to that.
Yeah. That was actually a pretty good
Get
punt.
the ball back after a touchdown in the last possession.
Ah, you can still move the ball down that far.
You think so?
I have faith in you.
Well, we'll see if we can set up this out-of-the-box run play here, right? Or maybe not.
Looks like he's changing the play. Gaffney with a man in motion. He'll pass on first down. He surveys the field.
Oh, got hit as I threw.
Incomplete. Tough time picking up the rush that time, and he gets off a bad throw.
The guys up front got good pressure, forcing him to get rid of that one.
That's one of the drawbacks, of course, to that particular system is that you don't have very good pass protection, even when you have
Gaffney sends a man in motion.
the extra running back in there to block.
Yep.
Looking for a receiver.
Well, this time we got him. See how far behind that linebacker he is?
Yeah, that's the
Right?
halfback.
Yep. And that just produced a 70-yard touchdown pass, right?
Nope, just the right number touchdown pass.
Okay. But that's why I don't mind like who it is that lines up in this spot. This time it happened to be the halfback, but I was basically looking at the wide receiver here anyway, right? Because over here, of course, we've got the tight end Hutchinson and the fullback, right? On the audible. And then the other fullback is the guy in the backfield, right? But as soon as you see linebacker matched up against halfback, I mean, you know what?
Let's get back
That's
to the action on the field.
that's a mismatch in our favor. And that's why I call myself the Mad
Kicking
Bomber.
team heads out onto the field. The kick is up, and he tacks on the extra point.
And I've made that work even against better teams, right?
They can do this sort of thing. Everyone gets in the
You know, it
same
wasn't just
page,
because our
and they'll
opponent
put
here
up
is a
points in
cupcake
one-
team that worked. It also, anytime that you get halfback against linebacker like that, running that type of pattern, you've got a potential for a big game, right?
Not a bad kick. They'll set up for the return. From the 8 to the 20. They forced a 3-and-out on the last series. A little over a minute left. Out of the shotgun. Shelton with a man in motion. Looks like he's calling an audible. Dropping back to pass on first down.
Wow, that was a snap and a throw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes you wonder what the hell they're doing.
Just over
They
a
don't
minute
even know what
still
the hell
to
they're
go.
doing out there.
They'll play things tighter on the outside.
Well, now they got 3 wide receivers on one side.
Shelton back in the shotgun.
And he takes off up the middle himself.
Green takes him down at the 32. Changing the play now.
There he goes again.
Shelton got just
Well, every time he does that, though, he keeps the clock running, so I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, they'll have to call their timeouts and stuff, right?
To run through, he's going to take it, and right there he takes it for a big first down.
dropping back to pass on first down. Throws it. Interception.
I think that bounced off somebody. That's a touchdown.
It did bounce off someone.
And that's your 3rd defensive touchdown of the season.
Wow.
He just stepped in front of that one. He saw his opportunity, and boom, he took it.
Yes, your defense has scored 3 touchdowns already in only 5 games.
I have no idea how. Honestly, I don't. This never happens.
They'll get set for the extra point.
It'll be good for boosting up our stats, though.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is a progression week, too.
And it's on its way. And,
And boy, do we need it.
I'm surprised that we have not lost a game already.
Hey,
so far
knock on
this
Knotwood
season.
Wood, man.
Yeah. Things have gone much better than I expected anyway. Especially with all of the offensive sliders nerfed and And their run blocking slider cranked up and stuff like that. Like I would have thought that.
Yeah, because we're running the AI tilted sliders in this one, where the AI gets an advantage.
They'll go from the shotgun, passing on first down.
Yeah, there he is, running again.
Well, they can go ahead and use up their timeouts if they want.
Yep.
Second and maybe 3. Press coverage on the outside. Only one man back. Dropping back. Throws it.
Whoa, he's going to throw another interception here. That one hung up there at belt height for a bit.
Yeah, well, he's just kind of slamming them in there, and I don't really know what the hell he thinks he's doing, but it's not working.
Yeah.
Out of the gun.
Trying to force passes into coverage, right?
Throw. He hits his receiver.
Managed to get that one, though, with a snap and a throw.
Yeah. Well, it had to be a snap and a throw because he got hit while he was throwing that too, right?
Dropping back, passing right. This pass is in.
That one wasn't even targeted at someone.
Yeah, that one was behind everybody.
5th play of this drive.
But you had the pressure coming pretty good that time again too, eh?
Shelton.
Well, good thing, too, because some of these guys are pretty tardy in how they get out there.
Yeah.
Press coverage on the outside. Calling
Well, you got him sacked again.
Comets call a timeout. That's their last one.
It's called their last timeout.
Here is a 3rd and long situation. The quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. Looks like he's changing the play.
Ooh,
He
that
actually
guy
got through
almost got
there.
in there and got his hands on the quarterback again.
Short of making the first down on that reception.
Yeah, well, when they're still in motion there, that's where things get screwed up, right?
Yeah, sometimes the blocking will break down when they do that, right? I don't think they'll even kick this. They'll just let the clock run out. Ugh.
At the end of 2, the score is.
Well, you know what? It started off as we scored 3 touchdowns in the second half, or in half a quarter.
Yeah,
right?
that was crazy.
It was 3-3 halfway through the second quarter, and now all of a sudden it's 24-3.
Yep.
But anyway, I guess we'll take the halftime stretch.
Sounds like a plan. And we're back.
Yes, and Nate Shelton there has got 5 carries for 29 yards.
Yeah, he's definitely a better rushing threat than he is a passing threat.
Yeah, well, his passing numbers are not very good. I think he's 6 of 14 for, like 29 yards or something like that.
Yeah, he's doing terrible.
And we go back to the game. Here are the
And you got to return the kickoff.
second half.
Indeed.
Okay, he's passed for 42 yards.
Could be a return here.
That's a really short kickoff.
Yeah, it is. Well, like I said, their kicker is probably no better than ours, right?
If they keep playing like they did in the first half, you can chalk.
But
up
anyway,
another
we'll try
win
and
for
run the
this
ball a
franchise.
little bit here again and see if they'll let us.
They have the lead, and one big reason is because they've done a real good job on the ground on first down.
Yeah, when you gain
Yes, we
5 yards
have.
or more, it sets you up in good second and third situation.
Ooh, that one will leave a mark.
He got hit so
Nope.
hard he darn near had to take a taxi back to the stadium.
I'm pretty sure I got more than 1 yard off of that,
A
but
running attack
okay.
that is
That's just the
consistent
spot
and
magic, right? That's
will
home
help the
field
offense
disadvantage.
dictate the pace of the game.
I really do genuinely believe home field disadvantage is a thing.
Uh-huh.
Because we never seem to get calls like that anywhere else.
Dropping back, looking for a receiver. Throws it. Great throw. The 40. Nice.
See, that time I looked right, and I saw somebody following the tight end out there, right?
Yep.
So I looked left, and fortunately, the way that out route is drawn, I actually have time to look at someone else before I look at him, right? So the Comets are out rushing us, but 30 yards of that is quarterback scrambles, right?
And that
Yep.
success leads to bigger
And it looks
and
like
better
these guys
plays.
still haven't got this figured out yet. But anyway, we'll see if we can run against this.
To carry it. Dives and brings him down. They went back to the run on that play.
That just goes
Well,
to show
picked
you
up
that the coach
3
trusts the guy to hang
on that
to the
play.
ball.
They need 7. can see something in the defense. Johnson in motion. Gets rid of it. Right to him. McGee records.
Well, and you'll continue to tear them apart in the flats as long as they continue to man lock.
Yep.
That showed awareness by the receiver. He knew just where he had to go to get the first down.
Well, those little quick outs are just perfect for that kind of defense, right?
Changing the play now. Shields goes in motion. Dropping back to pass on first down. Throws it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nobody's got a clue how to pursue, right?
Yep.
I couldn't get control of anybody in order to,
Well, we got one and they got one. It looked exactly the same.
yep. I think our receiver tipped it to him, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
The kick is up. The extra point attempt.
Well, you know, cupcake teams right there are kind of like the circus comes to town, right?
Yeah.
Time is over.
They've got like the stripy tents on the sidelines and everything.
Yep. And clown makeup for everybody. Especially that wide receiver that not only could not catch the pass, but had to tip it to a defender.
Well, I just about got you to the 40 now.
Yeah.
Their first play on this drive. So we have first and 10 here.
I don't know, now and then that kind of thing just happens just because of the low quality caliber players we have, and I think you just got to write that off. That totally wasn't your fault.
A little out there, and the score kind of indicates it.
Pass play here on first down. Looking for a receiver, and he hits his target. Coleman pulls him down at the 43. He did a nice job bringing that one in.
Yeah, either that or it just got thrown in there so hard it stuck.
Okay.
Directing traffic. Gets rid of it. He hits his receiver. Big hit.
Well, at least he didn't lose yards.
I think he picked up a yard.
He just got unloaded on it.
About 4 to go.
Well, that opens up even the stick road as a possible first down.
Yeah.
Johnson, the motion man. Dropping back, looking for an option. Throwing
Fat thumb there. I went to press the A button, and
You
I
ended up pressing
ended
both.
up pressing both.
What kind of quarterback you are, rushing your throws is going to end up in
Because the A button for the guy running the out on the right, he was wide open, right?
very solid defensive
Well, that's all right.
effort to force the 3 and out. This one is shallow and short.
And it did not roll at all after it landed.
So they have first and 10 here. Tightening up the coverage along the outside.
You know what? I think that our team is flat in this game too, right? You know, like I think we were definitely playing over our heads the last couple of games against much better opponents, and then we come up against we're basically playing down to the competition, right?
Yep.
Pressure, gets rid of it.
I'll take that.
Clark got his hands up and tipped the pass away.
That's just great positioning by the defender. He has his eyes in the backfield.
Or at least on
the whole time.
offense, anyway. On defense, it doesn't seem to have affected you too much. But
out of the gun, Sherwood comes in motion. Throwing.
Snapping a throw. This
Yep.
bullshit again.
Yep, that snap and a throw. Yep.
I fucking hate that bullshit. And it is bullshit. It is totally bullshit.
Critical in this game. And when the quarterback calls your number, you want to make sure you make the catch and don't
Well,
mess up.
I would consider that to be high-risk behavior.
On their first down rushing average is very impressive.
Yeah, they're getting some solid blocking inside and outside.
Again with the run. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, 2-ton truck pulling a trailer.
Because when you start throwing passes out there that fast, an alert defender can just jump in front of that, right?
The more he gets the ball, the better he does. So I'd expect to see him get quite a few touches here as the game winds down.
Sherwood moves in motion. Hands it off to the back. Love records the tackle at the 46-yard line. They're going to keep testing this rushing defense.
The guy seems to get stronger every time he touches the ball.
Sixth play of this drive. 2 yards to go. Sherwood, the man in motion. Reed. He just gets this one past the sticks. Another third down conversion.
Well, they did what they were supposed to do there.
It doesn't seem to matter what they're calling out there. When it gets to third down, it's about to be first down.
The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. On the call, takes him down at the 42-yard line. Minimal gain there. It looks like he's going to go to the sideline.
He's got to go sit down and have a rest now.
Yeah, so they'll have some guy who literally can't run out there now.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to call a pass play now.
Comets line up with 2 backs behind the quarterback. Receives the handoff. Floyd brings him down at the 38. Just about a 3-yard gain. And this is the 9th play of this drive. They need 5. The defense has had difficulty stopping them on third down. Drops back. Pressure coming. Pump fake with the throw.
Oh.
Yeah, and he just had to trip over the fucking halfback there in the pass rush, right?
Yeah.
They've been able to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and the thing is, they'll be doing more than just picking up first downs if this success continues. They're going to be picking up some points.
And this is the 10th play of this drive.
Yeah, that one was just because he had so much time, right?
They have to get some points on this drive and are in good position now to do that as they're in the red zone. Gives the ball off. Number 51 with the tackle at the 15. So a pickup of maybe 3. They need 7.
Oh, the center job.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're the guy that starts the play. What are you doing jumping early?
Starts are kind of frustrating because they're really easily avoided by just maintaining focus.
Well, he was definitely not focused for that play.
What the fuck was that?
I think they forgot to block you.
Yeah.
That's that block skipping thing, right? They were trying to get down the field and block the secondary out. You see that?
Yeah, well, that guy
Like
just didn't block me. He didn't engage me.
And not only that, but look at number 71 there too, right? You know, like neither of those guys tried to block you. You went right between the two of them. But look at where number 62 is going.
Yeah, he's going to the safety.
Right, he's going straight at that safety, right? And if you look at the direction that the tackle went, he turned to go toward the other one. Right, he's heading in the general direction of
the free safety.
Yeah. That's just wrong.
Nice job so far on third down for the offense, and we'll see if that continues here. Throwing. He hits his receiver.
Well, we'll give up a field goal.
Yeah, like whoever designed the blocking logic for this game, it just, when you see things like that happen, they obviously didn't know what they're doing, right? You know.
You know, you got Clint out there doing the sting, chasing the safety.
Clint was still probably in like elementary school.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they missed that. I think Clint was probably still in elementary school when this game came out. But
no, it's totally Clint. It's all Clint's fault.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta pass you the controller here. You're gonna get a delayed game penalty.
It's 1st and 10.
Well, I'm not going to be able to call an audible now. I can still do this, though.
Rushing on first down.
Yeah, when you have 7 or 8 yards on first down, you're having a
And it's
pretty
going to
good
work.
game.
Yep.
Bring them down. Number 54.
Yeah, we'll just rumble up the middle there. And
The defense is going to need to try something different to slow down this running game.
2 yards to go. Looking to run. Stop.
well, again, though, no blocking there in the center.
Any help from his offensive line?
It was just about impossible to run when you have guys in the backfield.
Like, unless they're sending at least 6, you shouldn't see defenders run through the middle like that untouched, right? They should have to beat somebody.
Looking for a receiver. Room to run. Behind him, but he has it.
Collins will give you the game.
Yep. Well, see, look at this, though. At least this time, though, he had to actually beat somebody in order to get in there, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that, if you're going to get pressure like this from a 4-man rush, that's how you should get the pressure. Not just having an offensive lineman step out of the way or just forget to block somebody, right? You know, like they should at least have to beat somebody in order to be able to get into the backfield, right?
They've had a lot of success rushing on first down, John, averaging over 8 yards per carry.
The offensive line has given the runners some good holes today.
He tucks it away. Langham stops him at the 42.
See, again there, right? At least he had to beat somebody in order to make that play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back to the game. Ball on their own 42. Gaffney sends a man in motion. He surveys the field, throwing on the run.
Oh, fuck.
Just can't find a way to bring that one in. Bad pass, John. The receiver just couldn't come up with
Oh,
it.
God.
Receiver who can never claim he's never dropped a pass. It's just part of the game.
Man.
He should have signed up for the volleyball team.
I don't know what the hell that guy's doing playing football, that's for sure. Wow. I mean, that was not one of the top wide receivers on the team or anything, but still.
Johnson moves in motion. Looking for a receiver.
Oh,
You had your chance to pick up a first down there, too.
yep. Well, not only that, but that's tight end 1.
Who's got like
he's
85 catching.
He's supposed to be the guy with the good hands, yeah.
Yep.
Punt will be his third. Not much hang time on this one. And he signals to the fair catch.
Oh, well, a couple of drop passes in a row. Make you kick it away.
First and 10 here. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Ooh, that one will leave a mark.
He got popped.
Well, they're still running the ball.
2-yard gain. It's second down and 8 to go. Under pressure. Steps
Wow,
up
look at that.
Another weak side sack.
Yep.
Tremendous pass.
We've had a lot of luck doing that in this game.
Number 6. At the end of 3, scoring.
Well, when you look at, like, Platt from the Crusaders, though, who's got 16 or 17 sacks from the right outside linebacker position, I think this particular defensive scheme seems to work well for that kind of pass rush, too, right?
Oddly enough.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but maybe because you've got that linebacker in the gap there that's you know,
A bit better at picking up the tackle.
yeah, exactly. The tackle is forced to block him, and
I think that was a screen.
yeah, and that linebacker, you know, shoots in there fast enough that the tackle, the offensive line, can't adjust over like they do against linemen, right?
Yep.
Because even a medium speed linebacker is still a lot faster than a, you know, typical defensive
Hey,
lineman.
did you hear Al there?
Yeah, terrible punt. Yeah,
What a terrible punt. Not even beating around the bush on that one.
yeah. Well, you know what? That guy's had a couple of good punts in this game too, though, right?
That was not one of them.
But that was not one of them. Yeah.
He gets the carry. Solid hit. Just
I thought he was going to block that safety, and then he went, psych. Nope, not going to block him.
Which is funny because they usually lock on.
That's why I twitched in to the side, to my left there a little bit, right?
You thought he was going to block the safety.
I thought he was going to block the safety, so I was reacting to the play accordingly, right?
Yep.
gets rid of it. Behind him.
Oh, wait. They gave you a good spot that time.
They gave me a good spot that time. How about that, eh?
So we have 1st and 10 here.
Yeah, you know what I gotta say though, at least Madden 05 here is way better than, what is it, Madden, or what are you showing me there today? NCAA 2025?
Yeah, actually, I've seen no less than at least 3 field goal plays where the glitches were so bad that literally you could not complete the play.
Yeah, they don't snap it.
Yeah, the center doesn't snap the ball, and in one case it was so severe that the center didn't snap the ball, and the kicker's standing there, and the holder is standing there, and then the whole rest of both teams are in a great big scrum, and eventually that scrum makes its way backward toward the kicking team's end zone, and it turns into a safety against the kicking team.
On a field goal attempt.
Because the center still had possession of the ball, and so for some reason the play started even though he didn't snap the ball.
Yeah.
So they were basically shoving the center around, who was still in his 3-point stance with his hand on the ball on the ground.
And he was just sliding across the field like he's on ice.
He was just sliding across the field wherever the big pack of players happened to be pushing him, and they eventually pushed him back out the back of his own end zone, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Calling an audible now. Back handoff. Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, 2-ton truck pulling a trailer.
He is a big offensive force.
Those guys are loaded to bring.
And then there was another one where the field goal kicker and the holder line up, but there's no other players on the screen. Like they didn't respot the ball after the previous play.
Oh, fuck.
So basically the entire squad of both the kicking team and the defense were all clustered around the ball, like almost completely off the screen, and the kicker and the holder are basically just standing there doing nothing forever, right?
Yeah, and if you guys want to see those clips, go over to Ryan Moody's football channel there, and I think his username is Ryan Moody 22 or something like that. But yeah, go to Ryan Moody's football channel and watch those clips, man. This is why we're still playing Madden 05 in 2025. Wow, what is this like psychic adjustment they're doing here, man?
I don't know. They
Running with purpose.
see, he's got Anthony Gaines-like characteristics, right?
Yep. Yeah, well, he's a bit bigger than Gaines, actually. I don't know if he's a little slower than Gaines, but I know he's bigger than Gaines and stronger.
His speed is the same.
Well, I mean acceleration and agility-wise.
Yeah. But, actually his acceleration and agility are almost the same.
Yeah, but his break tackle and strength.
His break tackle hasn't developed yet because he's still a rookie, right?
But his strength is higher.
But yeah, even as a rookie player right now, he does have the ability to run over people, right?
Looking for an option.
Uh-oh.
Scrambling around. Closing in. Brings it down, looking to run. Gaffney.
Well, and Gaffney can actually run a little bit.
Yep, we'll just go get that myself.
Now, the key to this first down was the fact that the defense lost containment on the quarterback. He's out there running around, and that time, it got him a first down.
Now we can just pound it at them 3 times and just see how things go.
Calling an audible now. Go with the run once again.
Or pound it at them once and score a touchdown.
Exactly how to get the ball
Yep.
in the end zone. You just get in behind the center and guard and keep pushing and pushing until they're putting up 6 points in the board.
Well, that's why I like having those big fullbacks back there, right? For short yardage, it's like literally the most reliable way to gain a yard, right?
Yep.
I mean, even the quarterback sneak in this game doesn't work the way it should. Because
The kick is
I don't
up.
know about the NFL, but when I'm watching a CFL game, and they even have a 1 yard wide neutral zone in the CFL, which they don't have in the NFL. So you have to actually, like it gives you a bit of an advantage, but still, the quarterback sneak is pretty much a foregone conclusion, right?
Sends it sailing.
You know, like very rarely do you see a quarterback fail to make at least a yard on a sneak.
Collins will start this drive from the 23-yard
That being said, though, that 1 yard neutral zone might help a bit.
So they have first and 10 here.
Well, you'd know a lot more about the CFL than I would. I'm thoroughly Americanized, man.
Drop in the backfield for a short loss.
Well, the CFL is a much more pass-oriented game because they have 1 less down each series, right? Like they play 3 down football instead of 4 down football.
Damn it, I went to man lock there, and they didn't man lock, but then he didn't throw it, and then he got sacked.
Yeah.
I don't know what that play was just a mess on all sides.
So on 2nd down, if you fail to make a 1st down, then you're looking at punting on 3rd down, right?
Yeah,
or kicking a field goal or whatever.
Yeah, I know the basics, I just don't know a
Oh,
hell of
look
a
at
lot
that.
more than that.
See,
Wow.
the guy shot the gap just like he did on the opposite side, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they did a good job of getting upfield and taking them down.
Crazy.
But yeah, the CFL field, I think, is like 15 yards wider.
Yeah, it's a more pass-oriented game as far as I'm aware.
And from goal line to goal line, it's 10 yards longer. And I think the end zones are 20 yards or 25 yards deep instead of 10 yards. So you could be at the 5 yard line and still be able to throw a fairly long pass, right?
Yep.
You know.
I think the same thing to happen here again.
And also, they're allowed to have
Looks like he's calling
everybody in motion, like all of the any and all eligible receivers can be in motion basically all at the same time, right? And so long as they don't cross the line of scrimmage before the ball's snapped, then they can, basically all be moving at the same time. Well, he's got 100 yards, eh? Look at that.
Directing traffic. Tola, the man in motion.
So it's a much more pass-oriented game. I mean, some teams can have success running the ball as well.
Johnson.
But the criteria for a successful run play is much different in the CFL. Like
Yeah,
in the
it's 5 or
CFL,
more yards.
you need 5 or more yards on a successful run play on 1st down before running the ball on 2nd down becomes a reasonable thing to do, right? Whereas in the NFL, if you only get a short gain on 1st down, well, you could still run the ball on 2nd down, right?
Yep.
On the carry. Coleman with the stop at the 3. Johnson picks up the first on that carry.
He's starting to get tired, eh?
Well, that's all right, though. He's running time off the clock.
Yep.
It looks like it might be dive play time,
It's dive play time, yeah.
because the goal line is weak against the dive.
Well, besides that, at this point with a 21-point lead, even if I get nothing, I'm going to do the same thing 2 more times.
Yep.
And the back just slammed right in there and got past the goal line.
Well, this game did not start off the way I expected it to, but it's turned out pretty much the way I expected it.
This game has just been like a mess, man.
Yep. Yeah, it's been messy and really weird.
It's on its way. The point is good. They've now scored 14 unanswered points.
The way that we started off in this game, if the Comets were a team of the same caliber as a couple of the other teams we played already this season, we'd probably be losing this game, right?
Not a bad kick. They'll set up for the return. From the 8 to the 20. Missed tackle.
Well, that's all right.
The offense's last possession. 1st and 10. The defense is going to play this one very tight. They line up in the I formation. They give it to the halfback.
I have to say, though, your defense works equally well with this bunch of no-talent bums as it does with the Crusaders.
That's because it's all about the system, man. It's all about the system all the time.
Yeah.
Alright, the Crusaders are a product of the system. Now, they are also hand-picked to be a bit more tailored to the system than other teams would be, but at the end of the day, they're a product of the system. And guys like Cedric Perry are definitely a product of the system, because what I'm really looking for in his position is his backup. Oh, what's his name now?
Dwayne Matthews.
Yeah, Dwayne Matthews. I'm really looking for a player like Dwayne Matthews, because Dwayne Matthews is 285 pounds with a strength rating of like 80 at linebacker. Alright, that's the kind of player I want. Big and slow. I want players who are big and slow in those positions. And, I guess Cedric Perry is like medium-sized and slow. So he doesn't fit the criteria for capital B big. And then I also want big corners, which is why I draft safeties at corner. And I basically want to have players out on the field who don't miss tackles. Because that's how you avoid giving up long plays. It's by not missing tackles. And it also makes it easier to jam people as they get off the line there too, right? If your players are like 20, 30 pounds heavier than theirs.
So basically, you want the 85 Chicago Bears, right?
Yeah, sure.
2nd and 7 coming up here.
Basically, I'm just trying to get... So, like, in order to play linebacker on my team, you should be 280 pounds. In order to play safety on my team, you should be at least 240 pounds. In order to play cornerback, you have to be at least 220, 230 pounds. And I don't really care if you're fast, as long as you can jam people and as long as you don't miss tackles.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about this game, too, is that cornerbacks playing deep zone assignments, if you tell them to press, they'll move down toward the line, but they won't try to jam the receiver, right?
That's right, yep.
And I think they should.
Yeah, they absolutely should.
Because that's how the 85 Bears defense basically worked, right? Their corners would jam their men because they played a lot of 46.
Yep, and so they'd jam and then they'd play their zone.
Yeah.
2 minutes to the final gun. They'll play things tighter on the outside. Pass play here on 1st down. Pressure. Rose it.
It was pretty cool, actually. I can still remember a Bears game that I watched on TV one time back at that time. And they kept focusing on Mike Singletary, right?
Yep.
Who played middle linebacker for the Bears. And it was kind of pretty cool watching him because his eyes never stop moving, right? Like when the offense lined up and the defense came and lined up, he's constantly scanning the whole field, you know, and you know, actually I think he was also like a defensive signal caller for them too, right?
Slings it to the outside, in and out of his hands.
But yeah, like his eyes never stopped moving. He was constantly looking in every, like, all over.
12th play of this drive. Changing the play now. They'll play things tighter on the outside. Only one man in the backfield. Pressure comes.
Oh, look at
man! Fuck!
Yeah, he escaped. He escaped up the middle and scores a rushing touchdown.
Fuck me.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? That's the level of talent you've got on the defense, too. I looked at your defensive personnel before the game, and I think your defense rating overall is like 62 or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah?
Like, oh, yeah, like your defense personnel-wise is terrible.
Here's the onside kick. They don't get it.
Well, Shields got it there.
Yep.
The offense is back on the field after that last touchdown.
Well, in this particular case, we've got a big enough lead, I don't think it would have mattered anyway, really.
It's 1st and 10. Looks like he's calling an audible. Tolo comes in motion. Receives the handoff.
Wow, did that fullback do a nice job there, eh?
Yep.
He just stuck with that guy until he eventually managed to get a block on him.
Comets come out in a nickel package.
Well, we'll just let the clock run here and see if we can make a first down on the ground.
Well, that handoff
Nope.
punishes the ball carrier.
But you can run more time off the clock and then try to make a first down on the ground again.
I can.
They got there and shut that play down very quickly. That's
This
just a
time, though,
case
we'll
of
just put
studying
the big
game
guys
film
out there to
this
start
way.
with.
When you know what they like to run in certain situations, you can anticipate the play call and stop the play before it even gets started.
We'll try this side this time.
This one is handed off.
Oh, look at this. They called a timeout. Really? Wow.
They're never giving up.
Well, this is going to be a 50-yard field goal, so I think I'm just going to punt it.
Yeah, I don't think you can make a field goal.
I don't think I can kick a field goal from this far. Like, I missed one short from 47 already in this game, right? So I think we'll just try a really short punt. We'll angle it a little bit. Oh, come on, guys. You got to go after that ball.
Well, that's okay.
So they have 1st and 10 here.
If they want to achieve anything now, they're going to have to...
Calling an audible now.
Well, I'll have to say that they made this game respectable anyway, right? You know, it wasn't like we blew these guys out 62-0 or something.
Big hit there. He was run over by a truck.
Yeah, 2-ton truck.
I can't believe they're still trying out here, though.
The corners are moving up to press the
Yep,
receiver.
never say die.
Shelton from the shotgun. With the pass. This pass is incomplete.
Well, we're going to get one last gasp in,
So
and
this
then
could be
that'll
the
be it.
last play of the game. Tightening up the coverage.
Maybe the
along
quarterback will
outside.
run 70 yards for a touchdown.
I don't know. Against this team, he might be able to. You know, he might be fast enough.
Throws it.
Nope, completed a pass over the middle. Well, it was still a fairly easy win, but you know what? We've beaten better teams worse.
Yep. Although again, it would probably have been take off 7 points each side. 31-10 would have been without those 2 cheesy interceptions on each side.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing that surprises me is that it's taken me this long to throw an interception, actually. Because this guy does tend to spray the ball around everywhere, right?
Well, that one wasn't even your fault, though. That one was really just, the wide receiver's fault.
Yeah, that being said, though, I did have a couple of stray passes in this game that probably should have been intercepted that weren't, right? Well, anyway, managed 151 yards on the ground and 214 yards passing. They managed 112 yards on the ground. So, we definitely had the edge on offense. 1 turnover each. You did stop them once in the red zone. And the time of possession was actually not that terribly lopsided either. They did do a surprisingly good job of moving the ball, right? They seem to be doing decent play calling out there.
Although a couple of penalties here and there help too.
Well, you know what? There's always a little bit of that kind of cheese in there. So I was 20 of 29.
Wow.
For 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Chris Johnson carried the ball 18 times for 122 yards. Then Rotolo got 10 carries. And
yeah, Chris Johnson was really, really tearing it up out there.
Yep, he was having a good game. That's the kind of way, though, that Anthony Gaines, when I'm playing with the lifers, does too, right?
Yep.
He'll have a game where statistically it's very similar to this, but he doesn't have any like really long runs. Like the longest run that I had here was 14 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that consistently I get around 6 or 7 yards every time I hand the ball to the guy, right? Okay, and it looks like our tight end Collins had 5 catches for 52 yards. And then Johnson had 2 receiving touchdowns. He caught 4 passes for 89 yards, too. And we only had 3 drops, so that's not bad. And, of course, Johnson had the 69-yard reception for a touchdown. And your cornerbacks were getting a lot of tackles today. But you did sack them a lot. Look at that. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you sacked them 8 times, and then you also got that 1 interception returned for a touchdown. 3 pass deflections.
That's a lot of sacks.
Yeah, well, like I said, that seems to be your thing, right? You figured out how to sack the quarterback. You did do it pretty well. So he managed to complete more than 50% of his passes at the end of the day for a respectable 170 yards. Well,
And he still had a quarterback rating under, I think, average at this time in NFL history was like 75.
Yeah.
So he's still below average.
Yeah, but he did do better than most other guys do against you. Like, most of them have quarterback ratings of like 30 or 40 against you, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if that'll keep up with these sliders, though.
Yeah. So anyway, looks like they had one guy that almost had 100 yards receiving. Wow. And they had 4 drop passes, so, not an excessive amount either. Hey, look at that. There's Cade Brooks.
Wow.
From the Lifers.
Wow.
Right?
They must have traded for him.
Yep, he's playing left tackle for the Comets now, and he got 10 pancake blocks. Wow. Their strong safety, their free safety, they both got a lot of tackles, so they'd be tackling Johnson there when he broke into the secondary, right?
Yep.
Only 3 tackles for a loss, no sacks, 1 interception that went for a touchdown, 4 pass deflections. And he missed a field goal, and that was not a very long field goal either. Right? That was like a short, like what I would call a short field goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nonsensical miss.
Yeah.
Probably should have had 3 more points. Probably should have been 20 to 38 or even 31 to 13.
Oh, well. I don't know who the player of the game is now. Chris Johnson.
With his absolutely phenomenal yards per carry.
Yep. Well, not only that, but he had 200 all-purpose yards too, right?
Yep.
200 yards from scrimmage, including his receiving yardage. So I guess he earned that. Anyway, we're now 5-0.
Nice.
We're awesome. I wonder who we play next.
I don't know.
If we can keep it going, I guess we'll find out next time.
All right.
Until then,
I'm RecV5.
and I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.